Hello, hello. I am here and I'm going to wait and see if you guys are going to pop up. Welcome, welcome. Let me see. Okay, it shows up on the Facebook that I am live. So, welcome. It is, let's see, today is what? Thursday. It's 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I wanted to just welcome you to my Facebook Live that I do every week to inspire you guys to make differences in your business. And I always like to start with a quote. And I'm going to go ahead and read that quote right now. And this is from Marie Folio, who is an award-winning TV host. And she has an amazing show that inspires entrepreneurs from around the world. She is hobnobbing with Oprah and Tony Robbins and so many wonderful influencers. So her quote is, "Hey Sheila, how are you? Good to see you." So her quote is, "Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, it comes from what you do consistently." And again, that is from Marie Folio. And if you're not following her, go look her up because she's an amazing inspiration. She will change the way you look at business and in life. And she is truly, she's got Marie TV. She's got guests on from Tony Robbins, Oprah, you name it, everyone in between. And it's really, truly it's eye-opening, some of her episodes. So I highly recommend looking her up if you don't know who she is. So I'm in my boutique today because my schedule's been a little crazy this week since my full-time employee is no longer with me. So now I'm kind of having to, pick up the slack. So I have got my nose to the grindstone, running the businesses. It's kind of crazy until things calm down. But that being said, today I want to get right into the content because I closed my door. There might be people knocking at the door any minute, but I am going to just, you guys are really, really important to me. So that's why I'm closing this for the next 15 minutes or however long it takes. But so today I want to tell you the one thing that really propelled me in my business. And if I was to sit and if I was to tell you, do this one thing every day in your Etsy shop for the next 30 days, and I will guarantee you that you will see an increase in sales. Would you do it? That's the question. I'm going to tell you what to do, but now you need to take control of your actions and follow through. So before we get into that one thing, let me just tell you a little bit about my Etsy shop experience and a little bit about my background. I don't want to get into it too much because I don't want to talk about me, but I want you to know my history. I started in 1998 as a fashion designer at 28 years old. I didn't know what I was doing, but I said, I'm going to open up a shop. And I did. And for years and years, I ran several businesses in South Florida. I opened up a store in California. And I really started to grow my business, but I made so many mistakes. I didn't really plan anything. I kind of just, went along and just made things happen. And when they didn't work, then I would try something else. It was kind of done haphazardly, but I learned so much along the way. So many mistakes that I made, which I would have done differently now. But, I had that attitude of, oh, I'm just going to do it and I'll figure it out. But, after it was around I guess 2008 when the real estate crash happened. I was doing really well. And I had customers just throwing money at me basically, like almost all businesses did. But all of a sudden, everything changed. As we know, every industry was affected by the real estate market crash in 2008, 2009. So two major things happened to me in my life. Business, all of a sudden, shops were closing around me, malls were closing. We know the effect of what happened in the real estate market, not just in the real estate market, but with every industry. So that, and on top of having my child in 2009, which I knew something was not quite right, finding out that she has high functioning autism, So needless to say, the past 10 years have been a little difficult in a few different ways. So about it was the end of 2015, I said, you know what, I really need to get something else figured out just in case something happens with my fashion design business, and I need to have something else in the works. And that's when I thought about Etsy. And I didn't know anything about Etsy. I knew that my former boss was selling on Etsy, and she was doing really well. And I said, well, if she can sell on Etsy, I'm going to sell on Etsy. But I didn't know what to sell. I didn't really want to put my clothing up because it just seemed like a lot of work at the time, like so many different styles, and I don't really know what's selling. So I decided to go with some tassels that I was making and I knew the tassel industry was, starting to, the tassel trend was hot. I said, let me just open a bead shop. I just kind of just was like, let me just do this, I just pick something. And I literally put the shop together within a week, and there's someone at the door, but I'm going to tell her. Anyway, she's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, hang on one second. Hang on, I got to tell her that. Oh, she went away. Okay, sorry about that. So you guys are more important to me right now. So anyway, so I just put together this shop. I didn't really know anything about, I had an online store, but I didn't really know about, Etsy at all. I just did one thing that really helped me with my sales and my brands. And that one thing was committing myself. I committed myself. I said, Stephanie, I am going to list one item every single day, or at least every other day, until I start to see sales. And it was that very thing that I did, that commitment to myself over I think it was about 6 months, I committed and I stuck to my commitment, that amazing things happened in my shop. Now, I know that this is not like, I was not a master in SEO. I didn't really have great product photography. I was barely putting anything on my listings. I really didn't know a lot. I just knew that I needed to get products out there. And, I know things have changed with the Etsy algorithm. We do need to know SEO. We need to work. The competition has gotten fierce in the past 4 years. But besides that, I'm going to show you 3 stores I'm going to tell you about 3 stores on Etsy. And we're going to go over their numbers, and I'm going to see if there's a correlation. So I did a little research on Etsy Rank. The very first store that came up is Bohemian Findings. They're number 1 on Etsy, and they've done 1.6 million sales. And that's not total sales. That's just how many sales that they've had. So they're doing millions in sales. But guess how many products that they have? They have over 18,000 products up for sale. The second store is Planner Kate. She has 539,000 sales, which means she's doing millions in sales, at least mega 6 figures a year. And she has over 1,500 products in her shop. Now, I know that's nothing, quite like 18,000, but she doesn't have 30, 40, 50, even 100 products up in her shop. And the third one is CL Beads with 11,800 listings. And their sales are $529,000 in sales. So do you see some correlation there? And I can go on through the list. Now, I'm not saying that if you have a store and you're established with your brand, and you can definitely downsize and say, hey, I want to only put up my top 200 sellers, and that's a whole different story. But I'm talking more to, there's so many of you that are just starting out on Etsy. Some haven't even started your Etsy shop yet. So I'm really talking to you guys, because once you're established like I am on Etsy, I only added 2 products this whole month, but I have sales every single day. I don't put a lot of energy into my shop because I'm putting into this business. So my point is, you've got to get your products out there. And I'm going to give you 7 reasons why this is, because we want to know the why. Okay, Stephanie, great. Put up listings. Tell me why. Well, I'm going to give you 7 of them. Number 1, you can't sell from an empty apple cart. It just doesn't happen. You're not going to go to a restaurant with 2 items on the menu. Nike is putting out hundreds of new products every year. If they only stuck with their sneakers back in whenever they started in the 80s, I guess it was, they would have never been this huge company that they are now. They have products every month, every week coming out. They're a huge brand. Think about any business that is successful. They have product, okay? And people can argue with me on this point, but I guarantee you, if you do this, you will increase your sales. So number 2, you're going to get an instant boost in the Etsy algorithm. And Etsy has shown us that by putting out new product, brand new product, they get excited. They're like, ooh, I'm going to put this on the top of the list searchings. I'm going to put this on the top of the search. Maybe this is the product that's going to go viral. People are going to love, and they keep you up there for a while. If you start to sell, they're going to keep you up there. So every new product has a fresh new chance. So it's really exciting to know that every time there's like something might happen. So that's number 2. You're going to get that boost automatically from Etsy. Number 3, you're going to have your chances to be discovered are going to be increased. It's a numbers game. So let's say you have 50 products and they're all like very similar, which is great because you want to, have that consistent, cohesive kind of branding on your products and a feel. But let's say you start adding them in different colors. All of a sudden, guess what? There's a customer that was looking for that exact product that would have never found you if you would have stuck with those 50 products. So it's just a numbers game, especially in the beginning. And another thing I want to add with my shop, I can't remember the exact number, but almost half, maybe more of my business is repeat customers. I don't need to keep finding the new customers. They're coming to me already. And that's because I've laid that great foundation. Number 4, it creates traction. Traction is something that a lot of business coaches don't talk about. Traction is, I'm going to relate it to the Newton's law of physics. So the first law of, hi, how are you? I'm so glad that you can join us even though you're a little bit late. So Newton's law of physics, I am going to relate this to your Etsy shop, okay? If you don't know what the first law of Newton's law of physics is, it's the law of when, I'm going to say in layman's terms, an object that is in motion will stay in motion, and an object that is at rest tends to stay at rest. It is the same. This is like, almost think about it as physics. When you are active in your shop, when you are doing things, when you're adding your products, it creates traction, and traction is what propels you to get to the next level. And it is just something, it's almost like you cannot explain it. A lot of business coaches don't talk about it, but it's that initial traction. And it's so exciting because when you see it start to happening, you're like, I see it. There's like a rhythm now. I got it. This is really cool. So traction, we all need to get it, especially in the beginnings of your business. Number 5, it creates really good habits. So when you are adding products every day or consistently, it's going to create those good habits. And I have a quote for you. I love this quote because it says, people don't decide their futures. They decide their habits, and habits decide their future. I just love this quote because it couldn't be, it's just so true. And when you are in business for yourself, you must develop habits because we are being torn in every direction possible. And we don't have time to be on 100 Facebook groups and listening to 20 podcasts and joining 10 different teaching platforms and signing up for courses. We physically don't have enough time in the day. So you need to create habits and keep it simple. That's why I'm talking about this one thing. And the one thing that, because you may have missed it, Christy, is I'm talking about adding products every day, and I challenge you to do that every day. And I want you to watch the replay because I have some really good tidbits for you. So habits, I got to get into good habits. And I created that habit when I started my Etsy shop. I made a commitment to myself no matter what. And that is what created me to propel to that level. I'm almost at $200,000 in my shop. Part-time. I'm in my boutique running my business. So I want to inspire you guys. It is possible. Okay, number 6, you find out what works and what doesn't work. This is crucial because let the market decide what your products are going to be. I know as creators, we get attached to what we love. But if you put a slew of products out there in your category, in your niche, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I didn't think that one was going to sell. And why is it selling? I've sold it like 10 times in the past week. I don't think this is anything special. There's a need for it. Create more products around that. Listen to what the market wants. You are really going to benefit by listening and not being like a stubborn creator, like, nope, I'm just going to create what I want to create. They can like it or not. It will behoove you to do this, to really just find out what works and what doesn't, and get rid of what doesn't. And your whole business might look different in a year. You might have something completely different. I'm going to show you something that, let's see if I saw it. Anyway, I have these tie-dye pants in my store that all of a sudden, and I've been selling them for a long time, but they're going like crazy. So what do you think I'm focusing on? Am I focusing on the stuff that I want to bring in new styles? I'm focusing on creating those tie-dye pants in 8 colors because that's what the market is bearing right now. So number 7, adding more products and being consistent helps you feel empowered. When you feel empowered in your business, you want to do more. You tend to do more. And when those days that are the 0 days showing up, you don't feel so beaten down because you feel like you did something. And being in business for yourself is such a mind game. That's why so many people fail at it. And I don't want to seem like I'm negative about this fact, but I want to be real. After doing this for so long and seeing so many people go out of business, even in my plaza that I'm in now, I'm in a beautiful plaza in South Florida. 18 stores have gone out of business since I've been here. And the rents are getting crazy. So I am going to be shifting out of my retail businesses, going into only online. But, you know, it's crazy what's happening. So you've got to, you know, do these things that are going to create the habits that are going to make you feel empowered, that are going to pick you up when you're feeling down in your business, because you will feel down at times. And again, this is the real talk. This is not, oh, everything's great. Oh, open an Etsy shop. It's going to be perfect. You know what? I wish it was like that. But it can be a great business if you do the right things and you take action. So you joined too late. I'm about to close. Anyway, it's good to see you. But listen, so guys, I hope, well, Sheila, you were here for the wrong thing. You guys are too late. I'm sorry. You're going to have to watch the replay. Anyway, Sheila, you got the whole thing. You know what, Sheila, you just really the bomb. Your shop is going to be, I can't wait to see in 6 months what your shop is going to look like, because you have everything it takes, and I can't wait to see it. I'm going to be checking up on you. I checked up on you at your shop the other day to see what's going on, but don't get nervous about that. I just love seeing things happen with entrepreneurs. But anyway, so I gave you guys 7 reasons why, and this actually applies to any, I know, this applies to any business. This is not just an Etsy shop. So whatever, like Christina, you guys, you know, they've had a business, a brick and mortar bar for the past years. They're closing it, and she's trying to figure out what she's trying to do. And, you know, this is like great for any niche, any business, because it's all about that consistency. And another thing that I am seeing with so many people, because there's so much noise online, everyone's getting confused. Everyone doesn't have a direction. Keep it simple. If you have a product to sell, put the product out, sell it. Don't be taking 100 courses on mastering this and doing that. Get your product out there. Then you'll go through, you'll find your mistakes. You're going to be doing what everyone else is not going to be doing. And that's what's going to create your success. Keep going. So keep going. Keep doing every day. And in my, I love talking about just doing. Doing. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Yes, you need a strategy. You need to have a path. But continue on your path, because that is what's going to propel you. And that's why most people fail, because they stop, they're inconsistent, they don't show up. I've been doing this for probably a couple of months, and I only have a handful of people on my Facebook Live, but I'm committing myself to do these lives. In 1 year, you're going to see what's going to happen. You're going to see in about a year how many people I'm going to have on this Facebook Live. It doesn't matter if nobody shows up. I am committing myself to doing this every week. It's the commitment, it's the habits, it's those things that will set you apart from everybody else, and it's what's going to make you succeed in business. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed and got some good thumbs up. If not, let me know in the comments. So for those of you that are watching the replay, I hope to see you next week. Now my schedule changes a little bit just because of my schedule. As you see, I had to close my shop. So it might be Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday that I'm doing the live, but I always give you a reminder, and I always will post it in the Facebook group. So if you guys have any questions before we end at all on anything, business or just on Etsy or even opening an Etsy shop, can you let me know right now before we close? Or can I get, hey, that was good, or hey, I didn't know what you were talking about, or anything? Or maybe you're driving and you can't type. Okay, well, then I am going to end this Facebook Live. I hope this empowered you. Keep it simple, okay? Don't overcomplicate your business. The top business coaches in the world say the same thing. This was great. Good. I'm so excited that you got a lot of that, because you guys need to stand apart from the noise. There's so much noise on the internet. There's so much noise. We're being distracted. Focus. Okay? Focus. All right, guys. I'll see you. Be in touch with you. If you have any questions, just go ahead and email me, or I'll see you in the Facebook. Mwah! Love you guys.